Comrades and delegates, I'm told there is no time, so I can say nothing other than to thank the Labour Party most profoundly for this presentation, and to thank the Labour Party for the association between our organisations for almost 100 years, because the people who founded my organisation were busy within 3 years founding this party, and we all know the reason why. It's to assert the principles of social solidarity in people's lives, and to assert the principles of fairness at work and justice in society. And we all know here in this room that it is only through the work of this party and the relationship between this party and the organised industrial movement of working people that that objective will be ultimately realised. And I have every confidence that we will realise it, because we will continue to work until we do. Thank you, delegates, thank you, conference, and thanks to the Labour Party. And incidentally, had I known I was to take this presentation, I wouldn't have worn a blue shirt. I assure you my association with the colour blue only extends as far as dress sense and no further. Thank you.
Our next and very important guest this evening is Martin Schulz, who is the leader of the MEP group for the PES in the European Parliament. As the world is beset by a series of rolling financial crises and the collapse of the banking system, the greatest economic collapse since the collapse of the 1920s and 30s, one institution at a European level, the Party of European Socialists, has been continuously to the fore in advocating reform of the banking and financial system, the regulation of financial products, the regulation of private equity firms, the regulation of hedge funds, and the regulation of banks. And Martin Schulz, who is our next speaker and guest from the PES, is somebody who has been critical in those debates. He shares something with the members of the Labour Party here. He is renowned for his interactions with one particular Irish commissioner, Charlie McCreevy, on the subject of financial reform and regulation in the Eurozone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Martin Schulz to the platform here to address you.
Thank you very much. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, this is a big, important moment for me. It's a pleasure and an honor to address the Irish Labour Party conference here in Mullingar. We are living in difficult times. The economic crisis is hitting all over, very hard all over in Europe. We are all together in the same boat. And what we need to manage the crisis and to face the challenges of the crisis is to stay together. We need solidarity. We need unity. Ireland can count on European solidarity. It can count on us, the European socialists, and we count on you, the Irish socialists. We are entering a very difficult, important moment in the next 2 months. The election campaign for the European Parliament must lead to a change in Europe. Too long times, the neoliberal and conservative majority ruled in Europe and created a crisis in which we are living now, and we have to assure, as socialists in Europe, that the adequate measures are taken, that what happened under the leadership of the conservative majority in the Council of the European Union and the European Commission cannot be repeated. And I want to tell you something about what Princess de Rosa and I saw 2 years ago in the European Parliament. In October 2007, nobody cared about the crisis. I asked in the European Parliament some measures we as European socialists considered as unavoidable and indispensable. First, a European directive for rating agencies, to control rating agencies, to make transparent what rating agencies are doing. The second demand in October 2007 was to disconnect managing salaries from short-term speculations. And the third was to forbid certain kind of speculations, for example, speculation on food. And when I had finished my speech, the leader of the Liberal group, Graham Watson, Liberal Democrat from the UK, stand up and said to me and to the chamber, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the speech of Mr. Schulz. You heard the voice of the past. That's the group Finnefol just joined. We are not the voice of the past. What we asked 2 years ago is the necessity for the future. We are the future. They are the past. The future of Europe. The future of Europe is a social Europe and not a deregulated, a liberalized Europe. 19 of the 27 members of the European Council of heads of states and governments, 19 of them are neoliberal or conservative leaders. And they have not the intention to send left-wing commissioners to the Commission in Brussels. Under the leadership of a marked radical former Portuguese Prime Minister, Mr. Barroso, we have an overwhelming center-right majority in the European Commission. One of the leading neoliberals in this Commission is Charlie McGreevy. Nice person. A good storyteller. But what we need are more socialist commissioners. The next commission for Ireland should be a Labour commissioner instead, Charlie McGreevy.